Hi, everybody, and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm joined by Aaron.
Hello.
Today's a very exciting day for us because it is the Beyond Salem premiere day, and we are very excited to talk about it. So, roll the credits, and we'll get right into it.
Chapter
Okay,
2.
so Chapter 2. I don't know how I feel about it being called Chapter 2. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I didn't have a strong preference until you mentioned it. Now I'm kind of
Now you
wondering
have to
how I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just like, it's season 2. Why are we calling it Chapter 2? I don't know.
Because it's another story. Another chapter of
Oh, okay, now I like it, now that you said it like that. My stories.
the stories.
So right off the bat, we have Steve Burton somewhere in the Mediterranean. I like how vague it was.
I normally try not to make fun of sets because I know budgets are limited, but those stars, it
They look like they were just like painted on.
I was like, do we not have a green screen? Like,
Right?
like it looked very much like Christmas lights, kind of just getting ready for prom.
No, you know those lights that you as a kid you had like the stars that would stick to the ceiling of your bedroom?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah.
But whatever. At least after he shot the guys that were with him, and the boat pulled away, they have like an overview of an actual boat.
Yeah. I like to have the little side cuts where kind of like when the car was supposed to drive off, they actually had like a van driving off.
Yeah.
I really did like those little touches. It made up for the stars.
See, I wish the real show would do that. The sets wouldn't matter if we had that little element. It would heighten it.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, I pay like $100 or so for stock footage. I'm sure there's some cheap stock footage they could find and slap in there. Canva Pro, baby. No.
So we know that Beyond Salem has two basically opening credits. So the first one is always the hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually did change who was saying it. I was surprised, and I was actually happy about it.
I was okay with it. I mean,
I like that it was both of them.
Yeah.
It was Bo and Hope.
I did not realize how much I missed Bo.
Right. It looks like he got a haircut since the double possession. It was a little bit longer back then, and he had it slicked back.
He had a little extra time in heaven during that little in between.
Okay, I love how bored he is in heaven. He's like, he just doesn't know what to do with himself.
Like, heaven looks like he's in the part it's falling apart.
Right? Everything's like tipped over.
I was thinking heaven would be like, grand.
I like, so Angela comes around, and that's Loretta Devine.
Mm-hmm.
And she revokes his streaming privileges. I wasn't expecting her to be part of heaven. I thought she was going to be
either
a regular character.
I thought she would too.
That was interesting. We have Sierra and Ben docking in Montreal on their boat, living in sin.
Living in sin.
And I was surprised that Baby Bo was introduced to his grandmother, and they said grandmother.
Baby Bo grew a lot.
He's very chubby. I love him.
I was just like, didn't you just have this kid? I haven't missed a couple of months, but I didn't realize time was going that fast in days.
Hey, didn't you just have him in May?
Yeah.
They're feeding him good.
We're not still on that little living in sin. All you got to do is eat.
I liked that Sierra was like trying to behave, but she really wanted to tell her mom off. And like Ben was like, Sierra, we talked about this, and she was just like.
Mm-hmm.
And then like when the baby was crying, she like took the baby, and she was like, "It's just because he doesn't know you, but he's fine." I was like, "Ooh, dick."
Yeah, I was like, ooh. It's nice to see them acknowledge that the 2 years.
So they did see each other at some point because they brought up Johannesburg,
Yes.
and she was like, "That was like a day and a half."
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember there was something where she like went to see Hope or something.
Yeah.
There was a weird line though, like you weren't there for my birth.
Okay, I caught that too. I am guessing it must have been like giving birth.
No, I understood what she was getting at,
Oh yeah.
but she said the line wrong because Ron tweeted the script and it says the birth in the script. She said my birth because I rewatched it this afternoon, and she said my birth.
I wonder why they didn't fix that.
Yeah.
Because they could have easily just dubbed over it.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe even cut it.
And then she's like, you weren't there for the wedding. And she was like, I was there for the first one.
I was like, well, I mean.
She's like, the one that didn't end in a disaster.
Hope should have been like, sweetie, you know how many weddings I've been of the same couple in the same town? I'll catch the next one. After you've been dead a few times like me, sweetheart, and married your daddy a couple more times, then we'll talk.
And then when she finally asked Hope where she's been for the last 2 years, she says traveling, and we got a that's bullshit. I was like, yes, we got curses. This is what I paid for. But when Bo said bullshit in heaven, they muted it.
Mm-hmm. No, that was cuss in heaven.
I thought it was funny though because it was literally like a scene later.
I know.
But then when he was trying to hotwire the live stream to Earth, he said shiitake mushrooms.
Oh, Bo.
Okay, John dancing at the pride party, while it was cute, it was a little cringy. I felt like I was embarrassed.
And then when Paul tried to jump in and dance too, I was just like
it was cute, but we never see John like that, like playful.
No, no, it was interesting to see that side of him.
Yeah,
I loved in his little pride outfit.
Right. I liked while he was like tapping the keg that he's like, I'm a man of many talents, and the guy was like looking at him, he's like, not that one.
And I was like, look at Days growing up right before my eyes.
Did your mother watch it?
Not yet.
I'd be curious to hear what Lisa has to say.
I can't wait till I hear that bullshit. Just because, you know.
I was like, all right, because my dream is for Marlena to see Kristen and be like, this fucking bitch again. I just want Marlena to say fuck.
When it comes to Kristen, that could be almost anyone.
Kristen is the only one that could like evoke that kind of a reaction out of Marlena. So we got to see the Johnson family reunion. I like the new Stephanie a lot. Joey, I need to see more of.
Yeah.
I need to see what else he can do. That was weird that they all ordered a whole pie. Couldn't you just order like a slice of the one, because they couldn't agree on toppings?
We do half in the South. It's like, I'll get half, you get the other half.
Yeah, that's what we do too.
Okay. Well, when you got that doctor money, inflation or budget cuts.
All of them were not eating a whole pie. her person. Or maybe the boy
I don't know.
is.
I could see Steve probably.
Yeah. It was good to see
Understand.
Trip. I like Trip. I know a lot of people think he's boring.
I think you need those characters though. You
Yeah, I
have to
really
have those
liked him.
characters that round out. Not everyone can be the villain or the just something all the time.
Matt's in the chat, and he said it was jarring to see Stephanie and Joey both recasted at the same time. I did like that Steve said to Joey, "You look different than the last time I saw you."
I know. I wish you would have said it to both Stephanie and Joey at the same time.
Yeah, I caught though he called her Little Sweetness. That was cute.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
There's something about when he calls Kayla Sweetness. I'm just like, I giggle. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
I like Steve.
I do too. I actually like him older. I didn't really
Mhm.
find him attractive younger. I find him attractive now.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I'm there.
He has facial hair now. He didn't have facial hair when he was younger. Um, and I also liked that. So okay, I'm jumping ahead. Steve Burton pretends to be a cop, and after the pride party at I'm drawing a blank. Where were they? San Francisco.
San Francisco.
John and Paul. That's what I was drawing a blank on. Paul's name. Are cleaning up, and he rings the doorbell, and he said that there was a noise complaint, and John kind of steps in because he's feeling like this is a little suspicious.
I love seeing Daddy John take control.
And he got tased, right? Like Steve Burt. Oh, Steve Burt. They haven't said his name, so that's why I've been calling him Steve Burt.
All it says is Michaels.
Yeah. Well, he like tases John, and then him and Paul get into like a huge fight, which that was a pretty good choreographed fight scene.
I'm not being mean towards Steve Burton. His acting style just isn't my cup of tea, I guess. Because he just, I don't know. He brings, when he's on the screen, I don't feel nothing.
Well, I do know that on GH, Spinelli called him Stone Cold because he's very like.
Yeah, and that's exactly. It's like he just took his GH character to.
Yeah.
Days.
Yeah. So while Paul thinks that he's got the better of Steve Burton, he like throws him through the table. He goes to check on John, but Steve Burton gets up and picks up the keg and knocks Paul out and kidnaps John. So then Steve Burton pretends to be the pizza delivery guy, and Steve's pizza, when he opens it, causes an explosion. Now I was like, how did he know Steve was going to be the last one to open his pizza? Because everybody else opened their pizza.
I had similar thoughts. I was like, forget it. Just forget it.
And he kidnaps Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie is the only one that got all cut up.
I know. I thought I thought Tripp was pretty close to him.
Mm-hmm. And you know me, because this is days, I'm thinking, oh god, like Chloe with her scar, like I'm ugly, and that was like 6 to 8 months of like, Brady could never love me because I'm ugly, I have a scar. And like Carrie, when she had her scar from the acid being thrown on her, shut up, nobody cares about your scar.
You're a scar that actually looks. You make it look pretty gorgeous.
She had a band-aid on her cheek for like 6 months, and she was like, my scar, shut up.
Chloe had it down her freaking.
Chloe had a gash in her face. And then Nicole gave her like a flesh-eating bacteria by putting dirty instruments in the surgery.
And now they're BFFs.
Yeah, no, they're best friends. Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
So Steve gets kidnapped. Hope gets a visitor, and it is Steve Burton in like a weird, I don't know if that's like a military outfit that he's in.
Yeah.
But then we cut to John and Steve tied up, and John's like, "What happened to your face?" And Steve's like, "Is that glitter? Like, what's in your hair?" And he's like, "Glitter." And I like how John just like manly like stares at him.
Kristen Alfonso and Steve Burton have no chemistry whatsoever on screen.
Yeah, I didn't want to see them kiss.
When I was like, "Ooh, poor Bo."
When they kissed, and Bo was like, "What the hell's going on?"
I did like. He said something when he was in heaven. What did he say?
Oh, he was like, "I know that look." He's like, when you arch your eyebrow and you like purse your lip, he's like, "You just lied to our daughter."
I love the eyebrow thing. I wish they would think about John sometimes, because John has like
he has a similar
eyebrow.
So the woman that Steve Burton is working for, they didn't show her face at first, and I thought it sounded like Kristen a little bit. And they kind of showed the top of her head, and it wasn't blonde, but I thought it could have been Kristen in a wig. I wasn't thinking it was Megan. I had heard rumors that Megan might come back, but I didn't think it was going to be this soon, and I thought it was going to be like maybe mid-week. So when we got the reveal that it was Megan on the other end of the line, and she goes to introduce herself, and they're both like, "We know who you are. You're Stefano's daughter," and she's like, "Megan Hathaway is back."
I know, what a grand entrance for a character that was really only there for like what did you say, 6 months?
Well, 8 months, maybe 9.
Less than a year. Like she gets
it was less than a year.
Grand entrance, and she's been there less than a year.
I think it was like June of '84 to February of '85, something like that.
That's I just think it's funny. Megan Hathaway's back. I'm like, girl, I don't think nobody's gonna care.
But she was a popular character.
Oh, was she?
I mean, I'm sure people hated her because she was the villain and she was coming between Bo and Hope, but people like remember that character.
I mean, I guess so. If
it's like people remember Larry Welch. Like it's just like, you know, that iconic villain that was coming between their couple.
Yeah, because even
like Orpheus and Stefano.
See, I don't really remember Orpheus much, so I don't have memories.
I only know the Orpheus that we've gotten in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Because we were babies back then. Either not born or babies.
I'm interested to see where they go with Megan, though. Like, will she get brought to the show?
I hope they don't kill her. I hope if they say they killed her, I hope it's like kind of left open ended, because I want her on the regular show. Because now that she's alive, I tweeted this. She has a stake in Demera Enterprises, which means the other children now have less stake in Demera Enterprises because there's another sibling.
See, I would be going into that Demera living room and looking at that photo, going, "You couldn't have kept it in your pants."
I would love her to come in like a boss bitch and just take over the company and put all her brothers in line.
Like have her and Kristen fight, like going against, like that would be fun.
Like I said this last time we talked about it, like just them being like, well, you know, the two sisters going at it and her throwing in her face that she's Stefano's biological daughter. Like, you're not a real Demera, you're adopted.
I want to know, though, what has Megan been up to all this time?
Yes, because she died in 1985. How old am I? So she's been dead for 37 years. Dead.
And as a Demera, to stay dead that long is quite the accomplishment.
She kind of died. Well, she didn't. She was electrocuted in a hot tub. That's how she died. Kind of like how Victor died with Jan when she threw the radio in, but nobody threw a radio in. There was like a live wire or something that was meant for Hope, but Megan got in the hot tub.
Sorry. As many electrocutions has there's been.
I think it was Larry Welch. I think he was trying to kill Hope, and it accidentally killed Megan.
Mm.
I don't know. I could be wrong on that one. Matt mentioned Lee and Gabby. I can't wait for them to pop up. Oh, we didn't talk about the actual credits. I thought it was really
I
cool.
was just thinking that. I was like, we didn't talk about, like, this is a Bo and Hope story. Like, this is literally Bo and Hope's story. Don't try to be anything else. The credits are Bo and Hope.
It was amazing how they had so many
Right.
like classic scenes for the whole.
I like these credits better than the first.
I think I do too. I don't know. I feel like I'm on a high right now because I'm just so excited about it and I loved it so much. I think I have to like watch it this week and then maybe rewatch it on the weekend before we recap it and see if it still has the same.
See, there are only a few big moments. The rest was like those sweet. Let's just before things start really get going.
It was a little bit slow in the beginning because they were kind of setting up where everybody was. They were kind of reintroducing everybody. But I think around the midway point, things started to pick up. And not a lot happened, but I felt like a lot happened. And we had a legit 50-minute, almost 50-minute episode, so that was great. I hope they're all that length or longer. And I was thinking about it. Kristen was only in 2, maybe 3 episodes last season. I think she was in Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not sure if she was in the finale last year. She may have been. I was thinking, I was like, she played Sister Mary Moira and she stole the jewel. And then the next episode, I think, is when she flipped the table on Lisa and went running off. Lisa, Billy. So we might only get Kristen because she's credited as a special guest star for 2 episodes again.
I bet they're just. She probably comes and meets up with Megan. That's my best bet.
Oh, I need them to have scenes together. I just need it.
Just because it feels like kind of would feel like a waste not to have them two in a scene together.
So I read that the actress that plays Megan wanted to come back.
Oh.
So, like, is she down for a contract? Like, let's get her on days.
I'll write it up. Let's sign it. Cause
I see her being almost like the Helena Cassadine from General Hospital of Days. Like, Ron could, like, write the hell out of her.
Ron's really good at writing strong, powerful women.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
What else happened? That was it, right?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. I will say, when I was watching Sean Christopher, or Christopher Sean Christopher, I always do that. Like, the way he is on screen is how he is in person. Like, it almost felt like that was just
very laid back and like chill. Oh, we didn't mention Tony Moore. It was so good to see him. I was so happy for him.
Yeah, living his days of our lives dream.
I liked how he's like invited to John. He's like
getting to kiss our silver daddy.
Yeah, it was cute. He has a name. He had lines. Maybe he'll come to Days.
Never know. You never know.
I mean, they brought Jackie Cox back to Days.
Mm-hmm.
We met her on Beyond Salem.
Yeah, Oh, Andrew Donovan showed up.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about Andrew. He was cute.
He's all right. All right.
He was all right. So what do you think, gay or not?
I'm going to say gay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so too, because they kind of focus on the fact that Paul is single.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, because then if they get together, does that mean Andrew's not going to come to the main show because Paul's not on contract? Like, it's...
For all we know, Andrew may not do commitments, and Paul is just a hookup, and then he's going back to Salem.
And saying it didn't work out with Paul.
And gonna
And
hook
then
up with
he
Sunny.
hooking up with Sunny, yeah. Or Leo. James is in the chat.
Hello, James.
James not Jr. You could be more enthusiastic. It's just not a random James.
Fair enough. I'm still a little lackluster from my week of COVID. I'm getting back.
How would you rate the episode?
I would say a 7.
Yeah? I was gonna go for like a 9.
Really? Okay. I could go 7.5. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's the first episode. The first episode, I mean, it's a lot of getting things
James
going.
and Tommy, you get my love today.
James knows I love him.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm very like caught up in the hype right now. Everything's shiny and new, and I'm just so excited that it might
See, and I've kind of just embraced, like, I'm not caught up in the shiny and the new. And if it would have had Crystal Chappelle in it, then I would have definitely been giving it. I've been caught up in that moment. No, I'll go 7.5. It has some good moments. There's just a little bit that was just kind of slow.
They're setting things up, and like I said, the second half definitely picked up. And I think, I mean, we already have them kidnapped, so I think they're going to jam pack these episodes with things. James gave it an 8, so he's in between us.
Well,
and I give it an 8.5.
How am I trying to put it? There was a whole lot of hope's been missing for so long, so you had to have that reconnection. The hey mom, hey, here's the baby, blah blah blah, small chat, small talk, all that fun stuff. And
yeah, it was really good to see Bo though.
Oh, it was so good to see Bo. I miss his little comedic time, just comments and all of those things he's known for. And he's cute as a button too. Look, I'm like, oh, look at Bo.
I liked when Angela was like, "You can catch up on your favorite soap opera."
watching my family is watching. that was cute. Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't do. She was like, you could learn a new song on the harp or whatever, and he was like, I don't do that. I like ride motorcycles and fight bad guys. They should. I wonder if or when we're gonna see Zach.
What if with bringing Megan back? Sorry, this is off topic. What if they're like Beyond Salem, chapter 3? I'm jumping ahead. We haven't finished 2. But what if it is Demera themed, and we go to like where where Peter Blake is, Megan is, some other Demeras that we don't see a lot of, and something mysterious is going on,
like Aramid.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah,
I was
thinking about it today.
I saw your eyes light up when I said that. With like.
When you said Peter Blake.
I like where he's going with this.
Yeah, I was thinking of like other classic storylines they could revisit today, and they're not going to do Orpheus because they've done it recently on the show. Like Orpheus is currently on the main show. But I was like, maybe they redo like a Cruise of Deception.
Ooh, another. Okay, I could get behind a cruise.
Yeah, they already did the double possession. So then I thought like Aramid, kind of like what you were saying.
Or how about something just completely original?
Something original. This seems very like nostalgic of like the 80s stuff though.
It is. Mm-hmm.
So maybe like you said the other day, like for Halloween, maybe they do like a serial killer one.
Yeah.
So the prisms, if I remember correctly, I think Stefano was dying from some disease, brain illness.
Which one?
And these prisms were supposed to cure him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really remember how that worked out, because obviously Stefano survived somehow, because he made it all the way into the 2000s. But so I don't know if how powerful these prisms are. Is that what Steve Burton's character was diving for in the ocean? I don't really remember how that all played out.
I mean, I don't think I was old enough. I wasn't born.
They should work flashbacks from like the original Prism story into
Oh
it.
my gosh, would that not be cool?
Especially like for the people who don't know who Megan is, because they're like, I'm sure there's new people watching this like, okay, who's Megan?
I mean, I have no recollection blah, 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 of her in
Yeah.
these scenes. I only know.
I was trying to remember her story also, besides being Stefano's daughter. And I remember her and Bo allegedly having a child together.
Mm-hmm.
And like they were like looking for the child that she gave up for adoption or was taken from her at birth. And they found him allegedly, but Megan knew that it wasn't, and she was just kind of making this child pretend to be like her and Bo's child. I don't know if they actually did have a child. I really don't remember how that resolved itself either.
Huh.
Yeah. But the kid that they had found was not their child.
Okay.
And then I think not long after that, we found out she was Stefano's daughter. But James said they did not have a child. Okay. So she was lying the whole time.
A Demara lie? No.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Bo and Billy, oh yeah, the swamp baby.
I was gonna say, we remember Swamp Baby. I remember that one. I remember Krista Allen, giving birth, having it die,
It was stillborn, buried in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
7 years later, teenager. In Salem.
Oh.
It was Bo's old friend Diane's child. Oh yeah. See, I watched this during the pandemic when I was like stuck at home. I like watched all of 1984.
Like, let me go to a simpler time.
Yeah.
Which really, when contrast, it wasn't a simpler time.
Chelsea killed Zach. Yeah, I know. That's why I never liked Chelsea. James said that Chelsea killed Zach.
I remember
They forgave her. I didn't.
It took me a while to get past it.
I never liked her. She should have stayed in the swamp.
Oh,
but I guess that's all I have to say about this first episode. What about you?
Yeah, there's nothing else for me to add.
All right. Well, we are going to watch the rest of this week and then do a full recap of the whole week next week.
Mm-hmm.
But we will be back on Thursday because we're going to wrap up Savannah Season 1 for our Gone Too Soon. You were going to say something, Aaron?
No, I was just making hand gestures.
Oh, you were about to say something.
Deep breath. That was it.
As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night, guys. Bye.
Bye.